भक्ति विज्ञान खान की,
धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
महापुराण भागवत निर्मल,
महापुराण भागवत निर्मल।
सुख मुख विगलित निगम कल्प फल,
शुभ मुख विगलित निगम कल्प फल।
परम आनंद सुधा रसमय फल,
परमानंद सुधा रसमय फल।
लीला
रस निधान की। आरती अति पावन पुराण की, धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
अलिमल मथनी त्रिताप निवारिणी,
कलिमल मथनि त्रिताप निवारिणी।
जन्म मृत्युमय भव भयहारिणी,
जन्म मृत्युमय भव भयहारिणी।
सेवत सतत सकल सुखकारी,
सेवत सतत सकल सुखकारी।
सुमौषधि हरि चरित गान की,
सुमौषधि हरि चरित गान की। आरती अति पावन पुराण की, धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
विषय विलास विमोह विनाशिनी,
विषय विलास विमोह विनाशिनी।
विमल विराग विवेक विकाशिनी,
विमल विराग विवेक विनाशिनी।
भागवत तत्व रहस्य प्रकाशिनी,
भागवत तत्व रहस्य प्रकाशिनी।
परम ज्योति परमात्म ज्ञान की,
परम ज्योति परमात्मा ज्ञान को। आरती अति पावन पुराण की, धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
परमहंस मुनि मन उल्लासिनी,
परमहंस मुनि मन उल्लासिनी।
रसिक हृदय रस रास विलासिनी,
रसिक हृदय रस रास विलासिनी।
मुक्ति मुक्ति रति प्रेम सुदासिनी,
मुक्ति मुक्ति रति प्रेम सुदासिनी।
कथा अकिंचन प्रिय सुजानी की,
कथा अकिंचन प्रिय सुजानी की। आरती अति पावन पुराण की, धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
आरती अति पावन पुराण की,
आरती अति पावन पुराण की।
धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की,
धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
धर्म भक्ति विज्ञान खान की।
सच्चिदानंद रूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। वन्दे व्याससुतं देवं शिवरूपं महामुनिं केवलं ह्यनुकम्पार्थं भागवत प्रचारकम् भागवत प्रचारकम्। हरि ओम। प्लीज भागवत सुमिरन। रिद्धि सिद्धिदाता सिद्धि सदन वारन बदना मदन कदन के लाल को गणपति कृपा निधान ज्ञान खानी आनंद भवन देव मोहि वरदान वरनो भाषा भागवत जय शिव आनंद कंद भूतनाथ भव भय हरण भक्ति वशय निर्द्वंद गौरावर मंगल करण हे व्रज चंद्र मुकुंद ब्रजभूषण दूषण हरण कातहु भव भय फंद चरण शरण लीलांतर जय 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 जगदीश सेवक शेष महेश अज महिमा अमित अभेव वेद भेद जानत नहीं देहु मोहि वरदान दानावर यह वर सदा प्रेम भरी मुस्कान नित चित में खटकी रही मोहि चाहिए चुनाई और वस्तु प्रभु जगत की बसी रहे मन माही यह बाकी झाकी सदा लिए लकुटिया हाथ गायन के पीछे फिरता बाल बाल लिए साथ मोर मुकुट सिर पर धरे कर मुरली मुकुट कति पीत पट या छवि सोनंद लाल बसहु हृदय मम निशि दिवस पूर्वपद रज धर शीश माधव की कथा जो सुख देव मुनीश कही परीक्षित नृपति सो कही परीक्षित नृपति सो कही परीक्षित नृपति सो। कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं मम 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 शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं मम 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 शरणं
शरणं शरणं शरणं शरणं शरणं 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 शरणं मम शरणं
हरि शरणं मम शरणं। बोले वैकुंठ भगवान नारायण की जय। Okay, so here's a story from the fourth canto. Puranjana Katha. Puranjana was a king. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
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 Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna. Asit Puranjano Nama.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Raja Rajan Brihat Shruva.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Tasya Vijñatanamasi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Sakha Vijñata Cheshtitaha.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
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 Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai. Asit Puranjanaha Nama. There was one Rajan Brihat Shruva. There was one Raja, one king, whose name was Puranjana. And by Puranjana, my name, it says, Tasya Avijñata Nama Asit Sakha. Then he had a friend whose name was Avijñata. Now, I'm going to tell you that before I continue, let me just clarify this thing. Many times we say that the stories that are there are just all metaphorical, all what do you call that? Symbolic, and all of that sort of thing, right? And they are not historical events. But you please see this. There is no reason, well, not only there is no reason, there is all reason why everything in the universe will reflect Paramatma, everything in the universe will lead to Paramatma, because everything in the universe has evolved from Paramatma. Like, for example, no matter what you make from sugar, it will always be sweet, isn't it? If you know, when you're traveling in northern India, they have this, maybe in south also, but I saw more in the north. They have these roadside factories. They make gur. Gur, you know? That what they call raw sugar in India. And they have it in big chunks like that. So if you take a big chunk of raw sugar like this, and you carve from that a statue of Ravan, it will taste bitter. No matter what you carve from it, that thing is going to taste sweet, isn't it? You can carve a 7-pot pepper from it, and it's looking like a 7-pot pepper, but when you taste it, it will taste sweet. Well, in the same way, this whole universe has manifested from Paramatma, from Brahman. And anywhere in this universe we touch, we see, we smell, we hear, or we taste anything in this universe, we are actually tasting Paramatma only, Brahman. Of course, we are seeing something else. Like when I look at this 7-pot pepper carved from the gur, I am only seeing 7-pot. I forget the gur. I forget the sugar. So there's our problem. So everything in the universe, if we search it properly, we go deeper into things in the universe properly, we will find Paramatma. So when we say, no, the stories are constructed and written in such a way so as to point to Paramatma, the stories of Bhagavatam, that is not true. Whatever story is there in the world, any story, even your own story at home, if you look well, that thing will point to Paramatma. That is the idea. We just have to look well. For example, let us say, at home, nobody likes me. Well, at least somebody might like, I don't know. But let us say at home nobody likes me. And there are 5 people in the house. And the 4 of them, they get along well, but they don't like me. So, I said, this is my life situation at home. Right? And we look well at the situation there, and that's my story. We'll say, oh, well, you know, people don't like me in that house because it has to be nothing but the result of some karma which I have done. Right? We are following the story. Yeah? It has to be nothing but the result of some karma which I have done, because I will not suffer anything if I have not done some karma. The universe is not unfair like that. The universe may appear unfair to one who has insufficient knowledge. To one who has insufficient knowledge, the universe always appears unfair. But if we have sufficient knowledge, we will realize that the universe is not unfair. Everything is going on everything is going on as it is supposed to go on. Like a little bird. Now this is one story after another story. A little bird built a nest. And as soon as he was finished building the nest, a storm came and blew away the nest, blew away the tree and nest and everything. So the bird managed to save its life by, creeping into a little crevice. Soon as it finished, then the bird came out and cried and shouted to Bhagavan, what type of unfair universe you have. I went and picked up straw by straw, grass by grass, leaf by leaf, and I came and I made this nest. And as soon as I'm finished, I did not even get to do the housewarming ceremony, You? But what type of cruel Lord you are? You sent a storm and blew my house away. Then the bird heard from Bhagavan in Akashvani immediately. See, the bird has insufficient knowledge, insufficient information. And so the universe looks cruel. Bhagavan looks cruel. Akashvani shouted, my dear, in a hole in this tree which you built your nest lives a snake. And he was watching you build your nest, and he was only waiting for you to take up residence. So, by blowing away your nest, you will go and build a nest in some other tree. So insufficient knowledge, insufficient information about universe makes us feel that the universe is unfair, but really the universe is really fair. So now, that fairness of the universe works itself out in the law of karma. So if everybody in the house hates me, it means that some karma I would have done in the past where I hated this one, I hated that one, I'll speak that one, say things, I go on doing. So then people hate me. So it all coalesced in that family, like that. So now, this is my personal story, and then I say, oh, so you mean there's a law of karma, so we sow, so we reap. Then we say, no, oh, who made the law of karma? Well, I didn't make it. I found myself subjected to it. I discovered myself subjected to the law of karma, which I had absolutely no input in making. So the law of karma is the most powerful law, Ramayana says. The law which governs even avatar. The avatar also is governed by law of karma. Oh, so now I study my own individual story at home, and if I study it well like this thing, it is going to lead me back to Paramatma only. He is karma phala data, the one who gives the results of karma. He is the one who is responsible for my karma coming back to me, and he holds the law steadfastly. He holds that law like that, and the law takes effect. So I am now a victim of my own karma, and the Lord is sustaining that law. So it leads back to Paramatma. So anything I really inquire into and I investigate in this world, it will lead me back to Paramatma. I have just to do the investigation and do the inquiry along the lines of Shastras. But that we don't do. What do you say? This person hates me. Okay, today I will take revenge on him. No, why Shastra in that? So right where he's walking, I will put a banana peel. And when he walks on the banana peel, he'll go, ta-da. And many people get caught in their own trap, you know. When they put the banana peel, they forget themselves and they come there and they walk on it. So I am not doing the inquiry and thinking along the lines of Shastras. I am just responding to whims and fancies of my foolish mind. Because the mind will throw up all sorts of stupid things. Mind, that is nature of mind. It will throw up all sorts of stupid things. And I just act along with that. So, I am saying, anything where we start in this samsara, it should lead us right back to Paramatma. And now, in the story which is there, the story unfolds so nicely that it teaches all the Upanishadic knowledge. So you have to listen to the story properly, you know. So there was a Puranjana king, and he had a friend whose name was Avijñāta. Avijñāta. So Avijñāta means who is not known. I don't know how we get our name. But in some places we go in the world and we find strange names. I think because we don't translate our names in English and all. Like for example, we hear people in other places, they name like we say, compassion. How you go in the compassion? People have funny names. We think funny, right? Bliss. You have some people named Bliss. The one good thing, people name their children and name themselves and all nice names. But up till today, I have never heard anybody name their child Ravan. We'll put any other kind of name and all, but not Ravan. So anyway, no, his name was Avijñāta. Avijñāta means the unknown one. The one who is not known. And also, the word in the upasarga inside there is V, means he thoroughly well known. I'm not known. It means to say, even if I try also I cannot know. So, thoroughly unknown. So anyway, these two people were fast friends. Then, Puranjana one day decided he'll go hunting, you know, what kings do, like we were saying previously. So he decided he'll go hunting. And in some garden, he saw a most beautiful damsel. I don't know how you pronounce it, damsel or damsel. A most beautiful young woman he saw. And his eyes became spellbound. And he went on looking and then asking her, who you are, where have you come from, who is your father, this, that, all sorts of that. You know, to none of these questions she gave reply. Means she said, I don't know. If you read through the whole Katha, long Katha, you read through that whole Katha, you will see all of these details are there. I don't know all of these things. But that conversation went on and on and on, and he became enamored by that. And her name, his name is Puranjana, his name. Well, the tradition gave her the name also, what? Puranjani, because they got married. Puranjani. But when he saw her, what is peculiar about the story is she had 10 attendants guarding her. And, means to serve her. And she had a 5-hooded snake guarding her, like that. The strange sight the king sees. And becoming enamored by her, he asked to marry, and they got married. Like that. Now, he brought her back to the palace, and slowly, the king, this story in your spare time, you could go and read it. Everything is there on the internet now. You don't have to go and buy anything. You just go on the internet there and you could see the whole long story. But to cut the whole thing short, he slowly became so attached to this Puranjani, so attached that if she cried, he cried. Anything she did, he did. And in that passage there, he said that she drank alcohol and he also drank alcohol. Now there are many things wrong with this. There are 2 words in English. One word is called imitate. Imitate. And the other word is called as emulate. So, in our life, it is not good to imitate anybody. But it is good to emulate. It means to say, if I see a good quality in Swami Vivekananda, for instance, I should imbibe that good quality. So that is called emulating. But if Swami Vivekananda laughs, ha ha ha, I should not also go and laugh, ha ha ha. That is called imitation. I should laugh how I laugh. I laugh like this. So, this fellow, this Puranjana, now started imitating whatever that Puranjani did. Anything. She laughed, he laughed. She cried, he cried. Now, there is one very wonderful teaching in the Shastras regarding this thing. And that is, what he is doing, right? He is forgetting his own personality and he is imitating the personality of his wife. So the individual is allowed to do that only if the other person is Bhagwan. I forget my own personality for Bhagwan. But the individual is not allowed to do that for anybody and anything in samsara. So now he started doing this, forget his own personality in favor of his wife. And so she, she becomes like the, what is that? The engine of the train. If the engine goes north, all the buggies go north. So whatever she did, he was doing the same thing. And like that, so attached. And the Bhagavad says, what he reduced himself to, you see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Vipralabdho Mahishyevam Sarva Prakriti Vanchitaha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nichanam karotyaha Kleyayat viramamati.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Nichanam Nichananu karotyaha Kleyakridamrigo yatha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Klaibyat Krira Mrigo Yatha. This mriga here is translated like a monkey. He became like a monkey. In Trinidad we say monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do. So he became like a monkey, anything the wife, to entertain the wife. So he erased his own personality in favor of somebody else, who is not Paramatma. Well, that is trouble. And then it went to his mind and he could think about nothing else but this Puranjani. So now, please see this. In life, our goal should be to think about nothing else but Paramatma. To think about nothing else. Yena kena prakarena, by which way, by hook or crook we should think of Paramatma. This is what Shastras tell. Think of the Lord. Tat kathanam, tat chintanam, anyonyam, tat prabodhanam. Talk about Him, think about Him, discuss about Him, reflect on Him. So now instead of all that now, and instead of effacing one's personality in favor of Bhagwan, instead of all the Shastric guidance, a king, he did everything opposite. And now, something happened, and means attack from another kingdom and all, and the whole place caught fire and all that, and both of them died. So when the fire, they lit his kingdom, his palace and everything, and when he died, while dying, he was thinking only, oh ho, he's not thinking I'm dying. He's thinking, oh ho, what will happen to Puranjani? What will happen to this Puranjani? And thinking about his Puranjani while dying, in his next life, he was born as a princess. Because the last thought dictates the next birth. That is how it works. Whatever is there. And the last thought is usually the thought which has been strong in the life. When the life has made this thought very strong, and so while dying, we will think about that only. So, he was born as a princess in some other place, and he married, well, now I don't know if to say he or she now. Because his story about this fellow, Puranjana, no, but now he is a she. So now I have to switch over, now I say she. So she married a king by the name of Malaya Dwaja. Malaya Dwaja was a very noble, dharmic, means religious king, like that. And he used to engage himself in all his devotion and all as like normal. And then they had several children. The children grew up, and Malaya Dwaja thought, well, I have reached this later stage in my life now, and he's following the Vedic tradition. Everywhere in Bhagavad, everywhere in Ramayana, we see people following the Vedic tradition like this, going through the 4 stages of life. And in today's time, this is all in the scriptural time. In today's time, everybody read it, but nobody follows it. These 4 stages of life. This is all the effects of Kali Yuga. But anyway, Malaya Dwaja decided, okay, now all the children have grown and they have become capable. They have developed their own capacity and all of that sort of thing. Now I should enter the next stage of my life. And so he passed his kingdom to his children, and he went and sat in meditation. And because he was such a noble religious person, Malaya Dwaja attained mukti. And after attaining mukti, he started thinking, now, what is the need for this body? There's no need for this body. And he, by Yoga Agni it is called, Yoga Agni is everywhere in the Ramayana also. By Yoga Agni he immolated his body also. Or he dropped the body, whichever one. But he left the body. Then this wife came now, and she did not even know that what he was doing, because in the last life she had absolutely no spiritual inclination. It was only attachment. And so now in this, when we come from the last life with no spiritual inclination and only attachment, what we'll have in this life? Only attachment. So she was attached. Now when she found out that he died, she wept bitterly, profusely. And it is when she was weeping now, her friend in the previous life, Avijñāta, that friend of the previous life, he appeared. Because she had died prematurely, this fellow was still living. We remember a fire took place there, in that palace. They did not die in old age. This Avijñāta comes and he reveals to her, oh, you don't recognize me. I am your friend from last life. You were such and such Puranjana. And we were close friends and all. And Naradji is relating this story. Naradji is relating this story to a king also. And then the king asks, so what can we take out from the story? The king asked Naradji, what can we take? And Naradji also goes to take out all the lessons. In the Bhagavad itself, he takes out all the lessons from the story. And all the lessons are Vedantic lessons. So while it is a historical thing that transpired, all the lessons from the story are also Vedantic lessons. Like that. So now see. This Puranjana, Naradji tells, Puranjana, now we go back to the first story, no, not this one. We go back now. When he was a he. We go back to when he was he. There, Naradji tells that Puranjana is the individual jiva. Individual. You and I. The individual jiva. And the king, not the king, the Puranjani is the jiva's mind. The jiva and jiva's mind. Puranjana's friend, Avijñāta, is Paramatma. And so we don't know Paramatma. So that's the meaning, the name also means that which is not known. So we don't know Paramatma. So the mind of the jiva comes up with all sorts of things. The mind comes up. So jiva is between mind and Paramatma, as though. Mind in front, Paramatma behind, and jiva is in the middle. So behind this Puranjana is his friend Avijñāta, and in front of Puranjana is his now wife Puranjani, which is mind. And this mind has now, I told you, attendants, no? 10 attendants. 10 attendants there, the Pancha Jnana Indriyas and Pancha Karma Indriyas. 5 Jnana Indriyas which are all serving this mind. So the Jnana Indriyas, the eyes bring nice colors and nice things to see. That's why people go scrolling and window shopping. Long ago it used to be window shopping, now it is scrolling shopping. So the eyes go on seeing, scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. So 10 attendants this Puranjani had. So this mind has these 10. So 5 eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. They bring data. They attend to this mind. They bring data from outside. And then the Pancha Karma Indriyas. Again, because the hand that brings the food. You know, for the tongue. And it brings it fast also. So when you're sitting next to somebody in the dining hall and he's not watching, so 10 attendants, then 5 hooded snake. 5 hooded snake. 5 hooded snake here is the Pancha Mahabhuta. Panchikrita Pancha Mahabhuta. The 5 elements. So 10 senses, 5 elements. And mind goes on juggling these 5. The mind wants more space, more earth, more fire, more water, wants more all the time. This mind. So anything that the 5 elements have made up, he goes on wanting more. So the Puranjana meets this Puranjani and he gets totally enamored by this Puranjani. It means to say the jiva, instead of now looking at his mind, this is a most wonderful story, you have to study it in detail. So the jiva is standing in the middle, mind is in front and Paramatma is behind. When he marries this Puranjani, he forgot his friend totally, never saw him again. It means when the jiva, the individual, when he gets caught, taken up by this mind, and all the whimsical desires of the mind, whims and fancies of the mind, anything that comes in the mind, he casts out all other proper living behavior, everything. He'll just follow what the mind says. The mind says, I want this. He's going home. He finished. 3 times a day Bhagavat. So whole day he was here. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. Whole day he was here. From 7 o'clock in the morning. He sat down for puja 3 times. And he ate 3 times also. And he said, I had a nice day. I done all of this. I'm going home in the night. Now, because after finishing dinner and everything in the night, 9 o'clock, 9:30 pass. I'm going home in the night, or 9:30, 10. And you see, homemade ice cream. Sign. Homemade ice cream sign. So the cup pull on the side. What he gone for? The eyes brought the data to the mind, and the mind came up with a whimsical desire. I want homemade ice cream. And like that, a million whimsical desires come in the mind. And the jiva, instead of looking to Paramatma behind, the jiva looks to the mind. And so he's following all the dictates of the mind. So therefore, this Puranjana sat there and went on following all the dictates of Puranjani. Whatever she did, he is also doing. It means that jiva has wasted out his whole life. Just like that. So now, Since the jiva is caught up with the world, the jiva has to now experience the results of what it has done. That jiva has to experience all of those results. So he used his mind to be attached to the things of the world. Jiva used this mind and followed the mind and got attached to all the things of the world. And when in the next life that attachment is there, and whatever she was attached to, it was taken, or the husband was taken away, then the weeping is bitter. Bitter weeping. And please see this thing, the story is also telling another truism about this whole idea of reincarnation. There is no difference. A jiva does not have gender. A jiva does not have gender. Right now in this life, you can leave the male body and go into a female body. And just in the next life again, leave the female body and go back into a male body. And it's all based on karmas only. There's absolutely no gender for a jiva. Male body, female body, male body, female body, going back and forth. But whether male body or female body, the gunas go. So the guna of attachment which he had here to this Puranjani, well, that guna went there, and now she got attached to this Malaya Dvaja. And so now when the object of attachment is taken, well, there is a tremendous amount of sorrow. There is no end to that type of sorrow. And weeping, weeping. Luckily, see that in Bhagavad Gita and in the Ramcharitmanas also, Bhagavan is called as Sakha. The Lord is called as Sakha. In the 4th chapter, you will see Bhagavan Shri Krishna calling Arjuna his Sakha, his friend. He's a friend. The Lord is a friend. So, in dire straits now, when she was in that condition, who will show up? One and only friend. I was telling you that yesterday also, no? In this universe, nobody is ours. Correct or not? We really only have one savior, one refuge, one friend in this universe. That is Paramatma. But we go on making a lot of friends in the world. And in Trinidad, we have a nice saying. For all those people who have come from abroad, in Trinidad, we have a nice saying. Friend does take you, but they don't bring you back. You ever hear about that? Friend takes you, but don't bring you back. It means they lead us astray. And therefore Kabir Sahib at some place, he says that we should not have friends. He discourages people from having friends. What we should be? Friendly. I should just learn to be friendly, so that anybody who comes in front of me, stranger also, I should be friendly with him. So the whole world becomes my friend. What we do is we have best friend. This is nowadays they have a word for it. Bestie. Nowadays the youngsters are all using that. That's my bestie. Huh? Bestie. So the other people is worsty. So we make strong distinctions like that. Bestie, and of course when you make this statement bestie, that means there'll be worsty. So Kabir said, no, you just learn to be friendly. Anybody who comes, they will also be happy. Any stranger also. So, the one friend that we should have in this world then is Bhagwan. And that is why, Sugriv had every Durguna you could think about. If you see Ramayana, every Durguna you could think, that it is the same Sugriv who made an agreement with Bhagwan to help him find Sita Maya. And when he got back the palace and kingdom and got back his wife and everything, he forgot Bhagwan also. Bhagwan had to send Lakshmana to scare him. So Sugriv had every Durguna you could think about like that. But Sugriv had the friendship of Bhagwan Ram. So in the story is a very moving tale of this thing, that, this Puranjana had this friend called Avijñāta, who in the story is now Paramatma, the Lord is, and that Lord comes to, at that moment when his attachment to her attachment, now I have to keep going back and forth. Her attachment to her husband was so strong that she herself felt that she would have died. And at that moment only, that avijñāta comes. So the Lord, and throughout all the stories, the Lord is there in our darkest moments. There's one more thing about, they say, darkness or shadow also proves the existence of light. The shadow also proves the existence of light. It means to say, however dark a thing may be, however gloomy things may appear, gloom is only known against a background of resplendence, isn't it? So right behind there, resplendence is there, illumination is there. So in that dark moment of her life, avijñāta appeared and then revealed to her. In other words, Bhagwan's compassion will always be there for a person. Bhagwan's compassion is never ever. This Puranjana had been very, very close with that friend until he met this Puranjani. So that karma also has some result. The result of the karma will be there. And the symbolism is that he had the friend with the right person. Friendship with the right person means who is Brahman only, Paramatma, like that. So that is what he's telling her. I should have friendship with Brahman. Brahman will be there. Paramatma will be there when I need him the most. That is the lesson for us. So then, the revelation comes by this avijñāta, and then her life becomes happy again. Very, very interesting story, which is necessary for us to, or which we should take out all the lessons and emulate in our own life also. So then, later on, as we move along this Bhagavad Puran, there is a great Katha of Dhruva. Now let me tell you a little bit about Dhruva. But first, we'll chant what Dhruva chanted. Dhruva's mantra is famous. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. The great Uttanapad. Uttanapad had two wives, Suruchi and Suniti. And he was a king. I think this Bhagavatam talks about many kings. Bhagavat likes to talk about kings. Uttanapad, great king, had Suruchi and Suniti. And from that Suruchi, one son was there, Uttama's son. And from Suniti, he had Dhruva. And the story tells two very important things. One is, well, not only two, but several important things. One is the limitations of human mind and this feeling of I, very strong feeling of I. You have to be very careful. A sadhak has to be very careful about this thing. Because when I becomes hurt, that individual I, that jiva, he finds himself in a real bad state. The jiva does everything to make sure that I is not hurt. The individual I. And Bhagavan is telling in Gita, we should drop me and I and mine. We should drop those things. But the jiva, he does so many things in his life, not to drop it, but to protect it and to fatten it. I said this, and this is my opinion, it's my view, and I said it should be done like that. I like that. Instead of sitting back and saying, no, my eye is getting the better, making a fool of me. Instead of jiva does that, he fights to do what he call tooth and nail. You know who fights tooth and nail? The dentist who married the manicurist. Dentist married a manicurist, and for the rest of their life they fought tooth and nail. Anyway, so the wife Suruchi, their names are also very interesting. Suniti means one who has very high morals and values and behavior. High morals and values and good behavior. Suniti. And Suruchi means one who looks interesting. So rather than looking interesting, I should be interesting, isn't it? By having high morals and values and all that kind of thing. Good behavior. Sanskar, what we call in short as sanskar. So I should be properly well sanskarized. So anyway, the two wives were there, and one day the Dhruva, the son that came from Suniti, he was playing outside the palace. And he peeped into the palace of his father. And he saw that Uttama, his half-brother from the mother Suruchi, he saw Uttama was sitting on his father's lap, Uttanapad, the king. So the little boy he was, he thought, oh, my other half-brother is sitting on my father's lap, and my father has two laps, and he has two sons. So I could also go there and sit on his other lap. And he went there and tried to sit on the lap of the father. And this is Dhruva, son of Suniti. So he tried to sit on the lap of his father. Well, in some places, the story goes that the Suruchi prevented it from sitting. And in some stories, it goes that the father himself, Uttanapad, himself, being afraid of this Suruchi, who was right there, the father himself denied the boy the opportunity to sit on his lap. So two versions of that story is there. But whichever it is, the boy did not get an opportunity to sit on the lap. Well, the nature of human ego is a tremendous thing, and not only did Suruchi deny him the opportunity to sit on his father's lap, she also said many hateful or hurtful things, both hateful and hurtful. You will see in one of the... Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna.
Nripate Dhishyam,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Bhavanarodhumarhati,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
na grihito maya yatvam,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Ukshavapi nripatmajaha,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hare Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna,
Jai
Jai
Hare Krishna. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. So, what they say in life many times, we add salt to the wound. So the denial of the little boy to sit on his father's lap is already the wound. Already a wound is created. So now, instead of doing something to heal the wound, we add little salt also. So it means to say, if it burning, it should not just burn little bit, it should burn good. One Mahatma went to the Smashan Ghat, Smashan Ghat, the cremation site, and looked at all the different bodies burning. And after looking for a little while, he thought, oh, just to come here in Waterloo and be burnt, all our life we go on burning people, burning others. So this is what the Suruchi is now doing. She tells, and this is coming from Navatsa Nripatehe Dhishnyam Bhavan Arodhum Arhati. He is not fit to sit on the lap of his father. Tells to Dhruva, he is not fit to sit on the lap of his father. Na grihito maya yaktvam kukshavapi nripatmajaha. Because he was not born from her womb. And so if he has to sit, if he has to have the status to sit on his father's lap, he has to be born from my womb. Like that. And the boy became, of course, was denied, little boy, denied already, and now he's not fit also. And this Dhruva went back to his mother crying. And this Suruchi also said one very important thing. Actually, you see, in every bad thing there is also some good thing. So this is the other lesson. The first lesson of the story is the jiva allows his ego to get the better of him, and then that jiva goes on committing so many papas. So how many what a bad papa this Suruchi will be committing by doing this thing. Therefore, we should not, at all cost, we should try not to create pain or hurt for any other jiva. So this is what she did to the boy. But I'm saying now, from our side, when we get the pain or we get the hurt or get whatever it is, we have to see how to use that thing as a springboard rather than become devastated by it. We have to learn how to do that. So now she said, and in order to be born, she continued, in order to be born from my womb, you have to do a lot of good punya karma. So that ego was, what we say, really well fattened up. Fattened ego. The boy has to be born from her womb only, then only can sit on that father's lap. So now, with pain in his heart, he went back to his mother and he told that she said such and such. And the mother said, well, the best thing for you to do is to worship Bhagwan. Like she said, you have to worship the Lord and get punya karma, and then she's right. So even in the pain, there is something which is right. So you should worship the Lord. That little boy took a resolve and went to the forest, and he said, I will not come back until I realize God. Like that. That strong resolve. While going, Narada stopped him. Narada tried to dissuade him. And in the scriptures, this is a regular thing. When somebody has taken a firm resolve to go and do some sadhana, to do some spiritual practice, you will always find some form of the Lord coming in some way to try to dissuade, and is really to test. Really to test to see if they really want it. Little boy called as Nachiketa went to Yamalok in the house of Yamaraj himself. And he said he wanted to learn Atma Jnana. And Yamaraj tested him by doing what? Oh, no, why you want this Atma Jnana and all? You are a little boy, what you will do with Atma Jnana? You take all these other things. And he gave him every possible thing in return. So that was the test. And only when the boy, refused all of these things, then Yamaraj said, oh, he really is ready for Atma Jnana. He rejected all of these offers by Yamaraj. So test comes in so many different ways. Narad said, you are a little boy, this forest is full of wild animals and all that. Why are you going? Why are you going to this forest to, meditate on God and all that kind of thing? That little boy, his resolve was so strong, nothing doing. Dhruva, nothing doing. I am going there only. And when Narad saw the firm resolve of the child, it was Narad himself who gave him this mantra, which we were just chanting just now. And he sat there, and without leaving, again and again, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo
वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. In scriptures, this is called as Nishchayatmika Buddhi. This is a very important thing. Nishchayatmika Buddhi is the driving force behind anybody who gains realization. If that Nishchayatmika Buddhi is not there, the sad thing about this thing is that people have Nishchayatmika Buddhi with regard to worldly things. I will make sure that I get this thing done with regard to worldly things. So what we have to do is that Nishchayatmika Buddhi just has to be used, made a slight change into something. So it is good if I have Nishchayatmika Buddhi with regard to worldly things also, but what I have to do is just use it wisely. Use the resolve, strong resolve. It means strong resolve. I have to use the strong resolve, turn it from the worldly thing to... So the boy went there. Some Bhagavan calls it also in Bhagavad Gita in the 9th chapter, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. So these terms come. So now, chanting and only concentrating on Paramatma, and of course, he is so lucky, he got the mantra from Naradji only. Chanting that mantra, that boy gained realization. And for the person who gained realization, he doesn't want any kingdom or doesn't want king or nothing. No, he was hurt about sitting on his father's lap. But that thing propelled him to get mukti. And it is said, it's a long story, it concludes with what? He became the Dhruvatara, that, what in English I think call it North Star or something. Which star is it called? North Star? North Star in English. Dhruvatara, he became that star. It means became so evolved that he got a place in the sky. He is his own star. He is the real star. In Guyana and Trinidad, I call Star Boy. Dhruvatara. People look to for directions, the North Star. Right. So there's a very moving tale, long tale, and for us, many takeaways. I should not let my ego get in the way and then bring pain to other people and all that, those type of things. There's just, a lot of lessons inside of there for me. All right. So today, to Katha. We'll see some more Katha in the afternoon. Bhagavad has no end to Kathas, huh? Oh, puja done? All right. Let's all stand for the Purnahuti. Is the mic? Oh, okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Okay. Aarti, those of you who want to come and join for Aarti, you're most welcome. There will be extra thalis there. जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला।
हरि गान यही वरदान यही,
हरि गान यही वरदान यही,
जग के मंगल की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती, जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती, जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से है
आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये सुख करनी ये दुख हरनी,
ओ ये सुख करनी ये दुख हरनी,
ये मधुसूदन की आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती,
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
ये मधुर बोल जग बंद खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
ये मधुर बोल जगत बंद को सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही,
प्रभु के महिमा की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती, जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती,
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती,
जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। पापियों को पाप से है तारती,
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
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 हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम। Okay, please have some lunch and all that sort of thing, and we'll see in the afternoon again. Those who are coming from outside, please tell your neighbors and friends and everybody. Should not miss the opportunity. Bhagavad itself tells that we should tell everybody. Tell all those who you know.